In this video, I want to show you how to add a little thumbnail beside each post in a listing, like a category listing. So for example, here is my archive for site design posts, title, metadata, and there's the excerpt, but it looks a little plain. It'd be nice to have it like this site, where there's an image over to the left, for example. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to use featured images. And that's right down here when you're doing a post or a page. There's a featured image box and you can set that featured image. That's what's going to appear right in here. So how do we do that? Well, in our loop, we're going to check and see if the post has a thumbnail. That's what this first line is going to do for us. Has post thumbnail. If that's true, then display the post thumbnail. It's that simple. Now, we can decide what size we want for the post thumbnail. These are the 3 default sizings that are in WordPress. Now obviously we'd only want to use thumbnail in this case, but we can add our own custom sizings to this. And we saw a little bit of this when we talked about post thumbnails in general, but let's remind ourselves in the function.php file we add image size. So in this case I'm going to give it the name category thumb, and then I'm going to say 150 pixels wide, the 99999, that's to tell us that it's infinite in height, just whatever height it needs to be. So we add that to our functions.php file. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do a bit of formatting here. I want to put a link to the full post. I want to wrap the thumbnail in that link. So that's what I've done here. I'm just going to copy this right here, and then we're going to go over to our loop. Now this is where all other posts are displayed. So this is sort of the default display of posts. So here I've got the title, I've got the metadata, and then if it's an archive item, I'm going to do the excerpt. Well, just before the excerpt, I'm going to insert, let's just put it right in here, if the post has this post thumbnail, then do the following. So there's our code in there, and that's what we're going to save that. And now that we've uploaded it to the server, let's refresh this and take a look. But look at the size of that. What's going on? There's this giant image there. Well, it's because if we go back over to here, this is our functions.php for the default parent theme 2010. Notice what it's done here is it has set a post thumbnail size of 940 by 198, and that's because it uses it in the header image. So we need to make sure we use, remember over here in our loop, we didn't specify anything. We just said the post thumbnail. Well, it uses the default setting, which is this over here, this 940 by 198. So what we need to do is use that special one that we created called category thumb. So I just go over to here and I add in here category thumb. Finish off my quote there, don't forget. We'll save that. And now that we've uploaded it, let's refresh and see what happens. Now it's using our thumbnail size that we wanted. And then I would simply go in and we would style this so that it shifts over to the left, of course, and lets the text flow around it. And of course you could do that over here. You could also wrap this in a div, for example, and make it easy to do CSS. Or you could simply say image within entry summary. Any image has to be floated to the left. You could do it many different ways with CSS. So once it's in there, you can manipulate it the way you want it. And that makes for nicer looking posts because they've got little thumbnails beside them.